for everybody. Long before I even joined politics, you know, I interacted as a governance consultant. We were working with a number of institutions within Nandi County to ensure that we are able to address some of these things. One of the major problems that we had is that a lot of the defilement case files were just disappearing within our law courts. We sat down with you know, the leadership of Kapsabet law courts, and through the support of some USAID funded project that I spearheaded, we ended up having the computerization of the court processes and the court files, so that as you speak right now, if you went, you know, if somebody is charged or arraigned in court for defilement cases within Nandi County, the issues of disappearances of files is no longer an issue, because we have computerized the entire processes within the law courts. Now, of course, then the question that we have to deal with is how do the police handle some of these things, so that we don't have some of these cases, you know, disappearing before they get to the court processes. And you know, since the release of that report, some of us have interacted with you know, the OCPDs within the various you know, sub-counties or districts within Nandi County, and we have agreed that we cannot tolerate this kind of nonsense in our county. We must be able to address it, so that if somebody is involved, or if we have you know, criminals involved in rape, like it is being mentioned, then we are able to address them. So definitely you have to look at that particular issue from, you know, an holistic sense, because I personally spearheaded the process of computerization of the court, you know, the court processes within Kapsabet, specifically because of some of these issues that you know, some files were disappearing, and therefore we needed to address that particular one. So definitely we will be we are working with the authorities to ensure that we are able to curb this particular problem.
All right. So perhaps as we wind up, of course, focusing on your relationship, the Senate and the National Assembly, it's more of a dilemma, especially when you read the People today, in relation to the county revenue allocation law. How is that being handled?
Yeah, as a Senate, we are particularly, you know, keen on getting resources to the county. When the Speaker of the National Assembly and the clerk forwarded the Division of Revenue Bill that had been passed by National Assembly to us, then we sat down, we called the, I mean, the relevant committee within the Senate, engaged in the process of ensuring that, you know, we are able to get the adequate resources. At that time, the Treasury had indicated to us that all the functions allocated to county government will be transferred on 1st of July. So if you are transferring all these functions, you definitely need to transfer adequate resources to address those functions. Because, I mean, the principle, the devolution principle here is that, you know, functions, you know, resources follow functions. So you cannot transfer functions and you still want to sit on the resources. And therefore, we sat down, we did the mathematics, and we realized that the counties needed at least an extra 48 billion to address some of the issues that, you know, and some of the functions given to them. Of course, we did our job, and we forwarded our bill back to Parliament. We know that the National Assembly thought it, you know, made a decision that, you know, the Senate didn't have a role to play in terms of Division of Revenue Bill. And I think for us, really, beyond the figures, the process needed to be addressed. And that is why we went to the Supreme Court to seek for an advisory opinion on particularly what is the role of the Senate with regard to the Division of Revenue Bill, and, you know, what is the interpretation of a bill concerning counties. And we are keen on ensuring that moving forward, we are able to have our rightful place, because, Mwakazi, you have no business as a Senate being the defender of the interest of counties if you have no say with regard to the, you know, the amount of resources. I think it is it would be something that would easily call a political, I mean, a constitutional absurdity, that you expect me to be a defender of the interest of counties when I have no say in the amount of resources that would go to the counties. So definitely we have taken a position. We went to court, and the matter is well sized between, you know, within the Supreme Court. We know that we will be able to get you know, a ruling in a short while. Okay. But for some of us, then we think that in this particular case, the Constitution and the laws were very clear on the process, but we ended up getting it wrong as a country. Then the question is, there are certain functions allocated to county governments and to the Senate, that the Constitution may be a little bit vague. So if we cannot get it right when the Constitution is absolutely clear, when the laws are clear, then what happens when, you know, the laws and, you know, legislations are not very clear? So that is why we think that we need to address this thing once and for all. And, you know, in this sense, the governors also feel, I mean, the Council of Governors feel that, you know, they need greater certainty on this issue. So the Senate, we are concentrating on the court process, but I think the governors are more keen on a long-term solution, and that is why you hear them talk of, you know, collecting 1 million signatures, the need to, you know, to protect devolution based on, I mean, by looking at really the entire, you know, Constitution. There are certain loopholes that we may need to deal with, and therefore I want to, I mean, we as a Senate support the initiative by the governors to ensure that we are able to have maybe, you know, amendments to the Constitution specifically to secure the gains under devolution. So and this is important for not only for, and this shouldn't be construed as an attempt to, you know, to hit at the government. A strong Senate would work well for the Jubilee government. And this has very little to do with politics, nothing at all to do with politics. Institutional. We want to look at, and I mean, to ensure, and some of us have done comparative constitutional studies. There is nowhere in this globe or in this world where the Senate, you know, plays second fiddle to National Assembly, especially with regard to issues of devolution. We definitely need a strong Senate. And as a country, we've come from the politics of 1963 to 1968. Some of the attacks on the Senate are not new. The same script, if you look at what was happening in 1963 all the way to 1966 and 68, it's exactly the same. You hitting on the Senate that they have, you know, they have no particular role, you know, all those kind of things. This is where we are headed. But Kenyans need to know that in 1966, immediately after the disbandment of Senate, in 1968, the regional governments were done away with. So we need to contextualize some of these issues within the context of history so that we're able to understand. We need to strengthen devolution. So
we're still waiting for the verdict from the Supreme Court.
Yes.
Perhaps a final question here. There's Kamau from Kerugoya who says, generally, what are senators doing to rein in on extravagance nature on public fund displayed by governors?
Thank you. I mean, within the design of the Constitution, the expectation was that the county assembly would play oversight over what the county government would do. And you really expected that the county assemblies would rein in, look at the budget, and ensure that the budgets are very, you know, rational. As it has turned out, there seems to be challenges. Of course, this is the first, you know, this is the first budget that we are seeing, you know, county governments developing, and therefore we definitely need some time to understand some of these things. But within the Senate, we have various committees. You know, we do not have the PAC, and I think we are in the process of amending our standing orders to create some of the, you know, county, you know, accounts committee, county investment committees, so that we're able to deal with some of those things. But currently, we have the finance committee within the, you know, within the Senate. We have the committee on devolution, and therefore these committees would be able to engage with the counties to ensure that we have rational budgets, so that we do not have, you know, we cannot be struggling as senators to get more resources to the counties and to have the same resources being misused at the county level. So we definitely, as a Senate, will be able to work on, you know, with the county governments to ensure that some of these county budgets are rational and that they reflect really, you know, the interest. One of the other components of the budgeting process at the county is that there has to be some public participation. So if communities and members of the various counties feel like that within the development of the county budgets in their counties, that, you know, their input was not taken, you know, into consideration, then they can also start engaging, you know, the county government even at the local level to ensure that their input is well taken care of. So one of the questions that all of us will be looking at the Senate level is that, was the process legal as provided by the Constitution, where the public, you know, participation and you know, members of the public participated? If that was the case, then but definitely we are working on that.
All right. Perhaps just a final word, because when I started, I asked a question. When Nandi County is mentioned, what comes into your mind?
Yeah.
After your term, what would you want, any time Nandi County is mentioned, what would you want to stand out?
Specifically, we really want to focus on the potential in agriculture. So that when you mention Nandi County, you know, you go to your supermarkets and you're able to find milk, you know, processed from Nandi and all those kind of things. So we really want to invest in, you know, value addition in agriculture so that we're able to uplift the lives and, you know, the living standards of our people in Nandi County. But as an individual, I want to be remembered as a person who fought for devolution in this country. We know the challenges we went through then. We cannot allow, I mean, with the benefit of history, we should be able to get things right.
All right. Stephen Sang there, Honorable Stephen Sang, of course, Senator, Nandi County. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now we're talking about confidence. If you have that confidence to do something today, you will actually grow up and fly away, and you will be that person that you always dreamt of being. Ruth Mueni, amazing. Just reading, you know, the website Miss Confidence says a confident model and an actress who stands at 3 feet tall. But then amazingly, you've done a great deal of things. You've been crowned Miss Confidence. Yes. You have won awards even in the sports world, and you're still empowering women in society. Who is Ruth Mueni? Let's begin from the very basics. How did it start for you?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Ruth Mueni, and a woman who stands tall at 3 feet tall, as you said.
Well, stands tall
yes.
at 350 tall.
Yes.
Awesome. Mm-hmm.
And I was born in Kangundo in Machakos County. Last born in a family of 6. Yeah, I'm the only one who is like able differently in our family, I can say, because the rest.
Only person.
Yeah, the rest are like your height, I can say. Yeah, so I'm like the one who is short.
So how was it for you? I mean, you look at all the brothers and sisters and you realize, I am different.
First, when like I was 1 year old, I really get that concept that I'm different from the rest. But you know, as a child grows up, the other children started teasing at me. So it reached a time when I asked my mom, like, how differently am I from the rest? Because, you know, I didn't have that concept in my mind.
It wasn't there.
Yeah, I'm different from the rest because I was still a kid. So I think my mind was still young, I can say. But when I grew up, I started realizing that totally I'm a little bit different from the rest because of my height. I had a limitation in terms of growth in my arms and my legs. And it developed some pains when I walked for a long distance, maybe going to school or going for a long distance. I got some pain on my knees. So my parents had to, I started in a normal school from nursery to class 4. So from there, my parents sent to transfer me to a special school, a boarding school in Joytown Primary School, where I could just be able to study there and board there.
You know, you you basically note that when you joined Joytown Primary School in Thika, this is where you got to accept your condition because of the counseling and teaching you got there. Perhaps you could tell us more about that.
Yeah, because it really took me like time to accept, like, yes, I'm different from the rest, but I'm able. When I was just schooling in a normal school, you know, children could tease at me, others laugh at me, do such weird things to me. when it came to break time, I couldn't like play like with them as a normal child can play with the rest, because I got some limitations to that. So that's why I went to special school. And for me, going there, it made a lot of difference in my life, because I could see children who are like have different disabilities. So I thought, oh, I'm not like the only one who is short. I'm not the only one who has limitation to do such things. So I got an interactive thing to do with them. So I accepted myself, and from there I ran away that this stigma, it's not for me. I can't bear it at all. So I got that confidence, and I moved on with life.
In fact, there's a question here. Somebody says here, how can I overcome fear, because it has been disturbing a lot? Were there moments you felt, you know what, I don't want to be part of a group because people will literally single me out? How did you manage to overcome that in a way that you can also help this person here to overcome
I think it
fear?
comes with the mind segment, and not like comparing yourself with the rest, because you are differently able from the rest, and you are just God-given person. You are unique on your own way. So you don't compare yourself with the rest. Once you have the mind that I'm whom I am, and I just have to accept myself whom I am, and I have to move on with life. I have to get this esteem in my life, this self-confidence to be able to move on with life. Because in our society, for real, like people like us, I can say, who are short, or people with different disabilities, we face a lot of like stigma and challenges because of one way or the other. But once you accept yourself who you are, get that confidence that you are capable of doing anything else that any other person can be able to do, you are right to move on. Yes.
There's something else here. You refused to let your physical challenges, your challenge to prevent you from pursuing and achieving your goals. And perhaps there's somebody who's looking at perhaps a disability that they have. Perhaps they have a past that really seems to be like a dark reality every time.
Yes.
Perhaps how did you manage to rise above your challenges, and how can you help such a person?
I think it comes more, like I said, with your mind concept, and you accept yourself first. Once you accept yourself who you are, the rest of the society will be able to accept you. Once you know the purpose of who you are, like your life in this earth, you're able to overcome all this. Not comparing yourself with the rest, because I think everybody has a capability of doing what he or she can do. And for the rest, maybe who are differently able, that's the term that I usually use, because they are not like disabled. Yeah, they are differently like able. They can perform anything that any other person can be able to do. So they have to come out of that stigma, get that self-confidence, get a lot of counseling, get a lot of mentorship from different people, from different role models. And you'll be able to come out of that once you accept yourself. Because I don't think, Mkazi, that you can come to tell me that you can be able to do this and this and thing. You can be able to be a lawyer. If at all, that is not in my mind concept. It has to come first with me, and I accept it. Then you empower me. Then I'll be able also to empower others.
All right. So, of course, a modeling opportunity came up, and you decided, should I go? Should I not go? How was it for you before you even decided to attend the modeling part?
I had this passion for modeling since I was like 10 years old, you know. And for modeling, they usually look for those heights.
Absolutely.
And that, I can say, beauty elegant. But I think everybody is beauty in his or her own way.
Wow.
Yeah. So with that passion that I had, that one day I'll be like Miss Kenya, Miss World, or Miss whoever. I didn't know who I will be, like the Miss who. But you know, with Miss Kenya and Miss World Kenya, they usually consider the height concept, of which I don't think it's right for me. Because I think even those who are petite models, who are like 5 feet and below, can be able to be like Miss Kenya and Miss World. So it came to me that I had this passion. But I've never gotten this opportunity to participate in such a beauty pageant event. So it came like in the year 2011, when Miss Fabulous Africa was taking place at 680 by Becky Promotions. So I was just informed by a friend of mine that there's a modeling beauty pageant taking place at 680. So usually say that you have that passion, so if you can have the chance, you can go and see if they will take you. So I thank God because for Miss Fabulous Africa, they don't consider like such height 7 or 8. They look at you, your personality, your character, how confident you are, how you can be able to talk and empower the society on different issues, whether drugs, whether sexual abuse, whether girls' esteem or anything. So I went and I enrolled, I registered, and then after like some few days I was called that you can come and participate for the training. So the training took around 2 weeks. During the training, it was so funny for me because, you know, like for the other girls, they can step like 1 step. For me, 1 step is 2 steps to be able to catch up with them. So the training went on well, and for real, it was fun. For them, they didn't know like I can just do like what they do. But it brought a lot of difference even to them. To see like if we can catwalk, if we can pose, if we can do this, she can also manage to do it. So it went all around. After that, we were called for the final event now for who is to be crowned Miss Fabulous Africa. And who, for the sponsors who are maybe supporting that event, that is National Organization of Peer Educators, NOPE, and 680.
NOPE, got it. NOPE is, you could tell us about that?
NOPE, it's an organization which deals with youths mostly on issues to do with family planning, drugs, and everything. So it's a national organization of peer educators. It deals also more with peer educating about the youths. So for them, I think they got the concept that this is usually and for real what I want. So we can't like crown her for Miss Fabulous Africa, but I think we can give her a different title. Yeah.
So that's where now Miss Confidence came from.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the place where you heard about Miss Fabulous and you thought, I want to take part in this, but I understand the system has already been designed to operate in this way. How can I fit in? And perhaps there's somebody sitting there and they're thinking, you know what, I don't have qualifications for this particular job or career line, but I still have the passion to go about it, to pursue it. What went into your mind that sort of convinced you that you can actually challenge the system and get in and do it?
It's a passion, first I can say. And I'm a go-getter. Every opportunity that I see around,
you go get it.
I go for it.
Wow.
That's all I can say for that. So for everyone who sees an opportunity and it's like, no, this was made for certain person, I can't do it. Why? It's not for a specific person. It's for you. If you have that mind concept and that passion for it, go for it. If it doesn't come at that time, wait, a chance will come for you to go for it. And for it, you'll be able to get it.
Okay, so finally you were crowned Miss Confidence. From that moment, what happened to your life?
Totally a big change, I can say. Because after being crowned Miss Confidence, all that I can say is that I'll be able to impact more to more people, like youths, children, and also to people with disabilities in all categories. Because I'll be able to participate in different events. I'll be able to do charity events together with Administration Police. 680, they have been supporting me, and National Organization of Peer Educators, and Outdays Tours and Travel is a company for tour. Not forgetting the people who came up with that idea, Becky Promotions. I'm so grateful to them because everything that I've been doing to impact the society, they have been there for me.
Awesome. Because I mean, some of your achievements, of course, you were once ambassador of Outdays Tour and Travel Adventures. And of course, you have starred in a couple of movies, Chasing Moses, produced by G2 Films, featured in Mob Dog, Selfish, Inspector Mwala, and all that. What are some of the things that you are involved in that sort of build you, but at the same time also build other people?
I have this also passion for acting. So I'm an actress. So that's where the films come from, Chasing Moses and everything from G2 Films. And also I have this issue on sports. I like sports, but I play table tennis.
You won an award as well. Yeah, tell us about that as well.
I engaged myself in sports after, let's say, like 4 years back. And in Paralympics we have different sports. So mine, what I like is table tennis. Yeah, you can be like, how can you play table tennis while you are short and the tables are like almost above your height? But I do it. And amazingly, I usually like a bit people who are like almost your height. It's just about playing with the ball.
Yeah, the skills, the tactics.
The skills, everything. So if I have them, I can be able to play with you and I make it. So I have participated in different tournaments. Recently, we were in Germany for a world championship. But for that, I didn't get an award, but I got points. The previous year, I was in the States, America, and we also went for that championship. In the year 2010, we also went for Africa Regional Championship, where I got silver in Egypt. Then before there, I've also been in India, where we went there as a team and we came back with silver. It's really amazing for that.
Wow.
On my part time, I usually do such things. Well, I'm not on charity events. I do sports.
Yeah, I need you to expound on something that you once said. You said, you may be normal, but if you're yet to use whatever God has given you well, you're not an achiever. Tell us more about that.
What I can say, I take my height as an opportunity. Like I said earlier, a go-getter. And there's always one thing that makes me keep on moving, that I forgot about yesterday. It's a saying that says, yesterday is a forgotten check. Cancelled check. Yeah, it's cancelled.
It's a cancelled check.
Yeah, so it's gone.
Awesome.
So today, it's ready cash. This ready cash, you have to make use of it wisely. So you spend the day wisely and use the time wisely. Tomorrow is a promissory note. It's always promising.
Awesome. You know, there's something perhaps I need you to also expound on. You see your physical challenge as a blessing, but a lot of people out there feel, you know what, I need to get rid of this. In fact, if I didn't have this, I would be a better person. How have you managed to, what is your word to such people? Because you're seeing your challenge as a blessing.
Yeah. Oh, my word is that we are just able differently. I can't compare myself with any other person. Even if I get someone who is short, she or he is talented in his or her own way, but we are just able differently. For them who take like, because I'm challenged or because this and that, I cannot be able to do what I want to do. Get out of that challenge. Accept yourself, move on with life. Get empowered, interact with people. Don't like stigmatize yourself with people, maybe because I'm challenged, I want to be with a certain group who are challenged. Yes, it's good, but get also out of that, learn from others, and also empower them that because you have such height, because you are disabled, you think I cannot do what you can do. Let's see. So get out of that concept and get that skill, that knowledge that you have, use it wisely, and to be able to impact many other people who think that they cannot be able to get and move on with life.
Talking about knowledge and skills, perhaps you could give us a bit of a background as far as your education is concerned. Of course, you're a graduate of the University of Nairobi.
Yeah, I have a diploma in public relations, and I'm moving to for a degree in mass communication.
Wow, wants to be a news anchor, right?
Soon, I'm going to be here. Yeah.
Awesome. Any challenges while you pursued that dream? I mean, now this is an institution of higher learning. And do you foresee any challenges in the market as well?
Not for real any challenge. Because, as I said, I'm a go-getter. What I want to get, whether it's in...
Have to get it.
Yes, whether in University of Nairobi, whether in Makerere University, whether elsewhere. I want to get it. I have to get it. It doesn't matter where it is, but I have to go there and get it.
Yeah. There are a couple of questions coming in here. Somebody's asking you, Ruth, are you married? This is Buddha Richard from Cabernet.
No. not married.
You've
but
got any
maybe
plans underway?
Any plans? Yeah, maybe later in the future.
Okay.
I have to be a mother. I have to be a wife to someone.
All right.
Yes.
Awesome. There's somebody here, Mugendi, asks, are there medical challenges in raising a family that you foresee now that you also want to be in a family?
Not for real. Because, you know, people have this concept of if such a person has any disability, you think that, I can take an example of myself. Maybe I cannot be able to bear children. I cannot be able to get pregnant or anything. Maybe I have medical conditions that limit me to such issues. No, there's not such. Having maybe different disabilities for us, it's just like you don't have an hand. So that doesn't limit you to anything. So no medical thing on that.
All right.
Yes.
Perhaps as we finalize, of course, congratulatory messages coming in here. This is Esther, says, hi Ruth, she was my schoolmate and I'm glad for her confidence.
Wow.
Perhaps you know her. But perhaps just a final word to somebody out there, and they're looking at you and they're saying, okay, you managed to rise above your challenge and now you are a public figure and you're doing a great deal of things helping other people. Where can I start from? This is the reality. I have this challenge. Where can I start from?
Yes, sure. It's a reality. And most of the challenge people don't like, they have a lot of stigma in themselves. Taking a person like who lives in Garissa or Lodwar, Moyale, those sides. Maybe he or she cannot compare, like she's saying, because you're in Nairobi, you can be able maybe to access all things or do anything. But wherever place you are, whether you're in Mombasa, you are in any county in Kenya, you can be able to get it because it all comes with your mind concept, your heart. Then you go for it. So there's no limitation in anything. You can go for what you want in life.
Wow. There is no limitation in anything. You can go for what you want. Many thanks indeed. Joseph from Nairobi says, I just want to thank you for being my blessing today. Wow. Mama Kevo says, Makazi helped me with Mueni's number. I want to talk to her. I don't know, is it okay? You'd want to share your number?
I have no problem.
All right. So perhaps we could get that number. What's the number?
0720.
Okay, 0720
59
79
84. Well, but later or him call from 8 to 5.
Okay, so time limits there, 8 to 5.
Yes.
8 in the morning
in
or
the morning.
8 to 5 p.m.
Yes,
So those are office hours, right?
Office hours.
Awesome indeed, awesome indeed. Wow, thank you so much indeed for joining us here on the Power Breakfast Show. Of course, a challenge to you. You have a particular challenge. Hey, it's a moment for you to start now, rise up. Your mental positioning is very important. You've got to understand, you've got to believe that you can do something and you have to do it now. It's been a great honor indeed serving you here on the Power Breakfast Show. My name is Johnson Mokazi. I wish you a blessed weekend. Let's meet tomorrow on Monday as God wills. All right, of course. Mueni, thank you so much. All the best. All the best. Thank you.